Hey YouTube homeschooling families, looking at my and my husband's 13 teeny tiny truth bombs about homeschooling, and I thought it would be fun to just chat a little bit about tidbit number 6, and that is the power of doing less in homeschooling for the result of having a deeper conversation, a deeper experience for your child, and they end up with a richer education. You know, so many kids today are falling through the cracks, but a lot of times what happens is that, especially if you follow curriculum or if you follow anything close to a public school style education, kids get an education that's like an inch deep and a mile wide, versus the beauty of homeschool is that you can pause and go a mile deep in a topic and give your kids just this incredible education. So, teeny tiny tidbit number 6 in our 13 teeny tiny truth bombs about homeschooling is the idea that simplicity fosters profound understanding. When you can prioritize fewer subjects for richer experiences, it allows time and space for this delighting in learning. A very typical new homeschooler mistake is to do things like, let's plan Bible, math, reading comprehension, quiet time reading, read aloud, grammar, journal, science experiments, history, art, music, dance, and suddenly there's no time to breathe. So, the beauty of simplicity and streamlining the topics that you're learning will give you more time to totally lean into what it is that you and your kids are learning together. So there's 4 tips. Number 1, streamline your subjects. And you're going to start by selecting the core subjects that align with your educational goals for your kids and your child's interest. And you're going to lean towards quality over quantity of topics. Remember, the goal is that by the time they graduate high school, ooh, you might still need your master homeschool goals. So you're going to want to look for the video on this channel, Master Homeschool Goals, and that'll help you establish your master homeschool goals. So what's the answer to the question? By the time my kids graduate high school, these are the things I want them to know. I can tell you it's not lesson 17 in a math book. It has more to do with things like being an excellent communicator. So the first thing is that you're going to streamline your subjects. In what we did, and you can use this as a scaffolding, we once I learned that I can't do it all, we simplified and we went down to the core 4 academic subjects where we did math, we did language arts, which included reading and some writing, and more on that in another video, but really just lots and lots of reading and creative writing and brainstorming. And then we did history and we did science. We did math every day of the week ish. We read every day. Oh, we loved to read alouds. We did history 1 to 2 times a week, and we did science 1 to 2 times a week. Except those times where I didn't do science or history at all. And then we did boot camp, where we would do a full day of history or a full week of science, and it was fantastic. So number 1, streamline your subjects. Number 2, you're going to want to set realistic goals, right? That are achievable and that make sense for you and your family. You're going to want to break down what you're learning into bite-sized pieces so that nobody gets overwhelmed, not you and not your children. Number 3, you're going to want to incorporate breaks into your day. This is not rocket science. Teaching your kids well, teaching your kids in a way that leads to peace and joy and all those things it's simple. And the reason that people struggle is because they overcomplicate it. So scheduling regular breaks into your homeschooling routine, they do for you what they will also do for your child, and that it's a refresher, right? When things aren't working, you go outside and play. When things aren't working, you hide the curriculum and you go and you do something different. And number 4, similar to streamlining quality over quantity when it comes to subjects, you're going to want to prioritize quality over quantity when you look at your entire life, when you look at all the things, right? One of the hardest words to say as a homeschooler is no. No, we can't go to that event. No, we can't volunteer at that thing. No, you can't participate in 4 sports. Learn to say no and learn to protect the quiet space in your family's life. It's important. It's important for your sanity, and it's important to allow your child to blossom and grow. When you unlock Well, when you tap into those 4 things, the streamlining the subjects, realistic goals, scheduling breaks, and quality over quantity, you actually unlock the treasure that homeschool can offer you. And there's joy in a simpler life, right? This world wants you to run so fast that your hair spontaneously combusts into flames 4,500 feet high, and they want smoke to come out of your ears. That's not what your kids need, and it's not what you need. When you prioritize depth, depth of learning, chasing the rabbit down the trail, right? And finding about what is this mantis shrimp, or what is that particular butterfly, or how do you make this particular recipe? When you do those things, your children will fall in love with learning. They will have the time to become critical thinkers and problem solvers, and they'll become lifelong learners. That's the goal, right? The goal is not a diploma. The goal is not a grade. The goal is not checking off all the boxes. The goal is that your kids learn how to learn and they fall in love with the journey. 10 years from today, imagine this, look at your kids and project them 10 years from today. Your kids will stand as well-rounded individuals, passionately pursuing their interests and dreams, and they'll be equipped to navigate the complexities of this world with confidence. But you need to choose the simplest curriculum possible to meet your goals, because complexity doesn't necessarily mean quality. And the simpler the resources that you choose as your core, the more creativity you'll be able to infuse there. Reading, writing, and arithmetic, if you can focus on the basics, your kids will take it from there. You'll be able to lean into other things later. They need to learn to read. They need to learn communication, both written and oral, and they need to know their basic math facts. Aside from that, you don't know yet. Are they a scientist? Are they a dancer? Are they a YouTube star? Are they a novelist? Once these skills start to show themselves right around 10 to 14 years old, you can lean into things that will help them hone their skills, right? You can prioritize by simplifying life, by simplifying curriculum. You get to prioritize your child's passions. One of my kids was telling me this yesterday, that he was so thankful that homeschooling allowed him the time to not just love the guitar, but to actually practice the guitar and to hone his craft. Because of that, he became a master musician. It's the same with all 5 of the kids. They were given time and space so that they could lean into what they loved, and they were able to hone their creative abilities. And then the last thing is that when you embrace the teeny tiny tidbit that less is more, and you give your time, you give your kids space, you allow for boredom, you allow yourself to simplify curriculum as much as possible, then you get to embrace exploration and spontaneity in a way that's not possible if you're following a super rigorous curriculum that doesn't fit you or your children, or you're following somebody else's design for education that's not a good fit for your kids. So, the beauty of homeschooling lies in the freedom, and the freedom lives behind the word less. It doesn't mean that they're less intelligent, that they achieve less, that they're going to do less in their life. What it means is that they get to learn deeper, and it is just magic. So that is the teeny tiny tidbit for today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.